In this video, I'm going to share with you the 4 best investments I've ever made and why you should consider investing in these as well. So the first best investment that I've ever made is not a tangible investment, it's not stocks, it's not property, it's not crypto. The best investment I've ever made is in myself. And by this, I mean developing my skill set and developing my knowledge. So when it comes to running a business or scaling a business, you don't know what you don't know. And ultimately, the price you pay, the price of ignorance, is that it's going to take you a lot longer to get where you need to be, opportunity cost. So I've always been an advocate of paying people that are slightly ahead of you in their business journey, basically pay them to tell you what you need to do. If you're not making £1 million a year, this is exactly what Alex Hormozy says. If you're not making £1 million a year, it's not because you can't, it's just because you don't know how to. So all you need to do is go to somebody who's making £1 million a year, ask them how. Chances are most of the time they're going to want paying for that knowledge because it's valuable stuff, right? And then listen to what they say and copy that. And I've done that so many times in my business career. Even when I first started out running an accountancy practice, I didn't know exactly what to do. So I paid coaches, mentors, even just books. You know, that is an investment in yourself. Paying £15 for a good book on Amazon is an investment in yourself, in your knowledge, in your expertise. Over the course of my business career, I probably spent 6 figures on personal development, whether you include tax training costs, all the webinars, all the conferences you have to go to stay up to date and develop your tax knowledge, or even marketing, sales training, learning how to build web funnels, work with other coaches or mentors and everything else. You have to do that. You have to make that investment because it's the best investment you can make. The skills that you learn are with you for life. It's not a one-time thing. If you know how to make $1 million a year, you've gone through that, you've learnt that skill, that is with you for life. So you've always got that to fall back on. And then as you grow in your business, you'll develop the skill of how to make $10 million a year, $100 million, and so on. So absolutely, before you start investing in property, stocks, crypto, and everything else, you need to be investing in yourself and in your business to get you to where you want to get to. The second best investment I've ever made is in my business. So of course I've invested in myself, developing my skill set, my knowledge and everything else, my expertise to make me a highly valued, sought after individual. Clients pay me thousands of pounds to work with me because of my skill set. But ultimately, you need to build a business if you want to scale. And you can't just do that without investing. You need to invest in the best technology, plant, machinery, if that's your type of business. Invest in your staff, your people, headquarters, office space, whatever it might be. You need to invest in your business in order to grow your business. So what I mean by this is make sure that you do not just basically suck all the profits out of your business. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. Some people, you don't need to invest in your business. But for me, when it comes to scaling our accountancy firm, our tax business, you need capital to scale that. You need capital to front people's wages, for offices, for subscriptions, all the things that you've got to pay for when running a business. And if you want to grow that business, you have to put the money into it in order to grow. You can't just suck all the profits out each and every month unless you want to keep it small and basically have it as a one-man band style business. So make sure that you are investing in your business if you want it to grow, if you want it to scale. And the third is real estate. Of course, a lot of people following this channel love real estate, and I certainly do too. Real estate has made me hundreds of thousands of pounds, whether that's some of the earlier flip deals that I did, where literally we acquired a property, done a good refurb on it, sold it on within a couple of months later, and made £50,000-60,000. Or if you look at just the buy-to-let side of things or the BRR strategy, which we've got a couple of those as well, where we've literally acquired a property, done a good refurb on it, pulled pretty much most of our money out of that property, and then actually we've still got those properties now, bringing in £500-600 a month net cash flow. Just going to pause the video here, guys, to say if you are enjoying this content and you want to learn more about reclaiming freedom from taxes and building significant wealth, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button and do give this video a like. Back to the video. Where actually the equity that you've got in there at the moment, the actual cash that's deployed on that property is probably about £20,000, but you're netting £5,000 a year rental profit on that. So even on that capital invested, that's basically a 25% return, which is a fantastic return for real estate. Of course, all of the big players, they're all in real estate. You know what they say, 9 out of 10 millionaires got their throne in real estate. And whilst I've said previously that's kind of untrue, most business owners actually accumulate their wealth. Look at Elon Musk. He's not dodging around with a small portfolio of buy-to-lets. Look at Bill Gates. Grant Cardone, and everyone else, they've basically all got a main trading business which generates cash flow, and then they invest that cash flow into real estate. You need a cash generating business, which is usually some kind of trading business, and then you invest that money into property as a great store of wealth with the aim of growing it as well. Of course, if you're making money doing flips, BRR, and kind of hands-on property projects, you can't really scale that past a certain point. So for a lot of people that are watching this who are making millions of pounds a year, actually commercial property, multi-unit blocks, hotels, large properties where you can basically get £500,000, £1 million, transfer it over, buy an asset which is going to generate more cash flow, it's going to appreciate in value. That's typically how I do it. That's typically how we see our clients do it, because it's a great way to ultimately secure the wealth and make sure it grows at the same time. And the last investment is stocks and shares. Now, this could be a great way to build wealth, save for retirement, and ultimately, again, diversify your investment portfolio. Especially as your business is kind of growing massively, or if you're based overseas, investing in UK real estate can be a headache. It can be quite hands-on. You need to find properties, view properties, deal with estate agents, all of that kind of stuff. And ultimately, unless you've got people on the ground who can do that, it's realistically not possible for many people who are overseas, expats, or busy entrepreneurs to really entertain a property investment portfolio because of the amount of time it takes. And especially with interest rates where they are now, the Labour government getting in, UK property has got an uncertain future ahead of it. Historically, it's been fantastic, and I've certainly made some good money in property, but you don't know if this is going to be the case moving forward. So for this reason, stocks have also been a fantastic investment. The good thing about stocks is they're very easy to invest in. You can literally just buy ETFs and funds where effectively you just pick a fund, whether it's the S&P tracker, FTSE tracker, or one of the Vanguard blended funds where they basically track the entire stock market of the entire world. It makes it very easy and passive to invest in the stock market and get a good return. You can literally just take £10,000 of profits, put that straight into an ETF and forget about it. You do it once, forget about it. Every year you might review your portfolio to kind of see what's good and put more money in, change the allocation potentially. But with stocks, it can be a very hands-off investment strategy. But what I also like about stocks is it can be active if you want it to be. So if you did want to become the next stock market guru, you can actually, with a small proportion of your wealth, of course, look to invest in single stocks. That's what I do because I actually enjoy it. I like researching stocks, and I like the fact that, okay, quite a lot of the individual stocks I've picked have done really, really well, actually. Of course, a lot of people's don't, but the ones that I've picked have done really, really well because it's about time I spent researching, because of the strategy and everything else that we've chosen. So you can actually not beat the market, but with a small proportion of your wealth, you can take the risk, and sometimes that risk will pay off. On averages, it doesn't. So definitely do not put 100% of your wealth into just a portfolio of random stocks that you've selected, because the chances are that will not do very well. If you want that hands-off approach, you should definitely have the majority of your stock wealth probably in a mix of funds, because that's diversified, that's balanced, and over the long term, over the next 10, 20, 30 years, will give you a good balanced return. But with a small proportion of your wealth, for mine, it's about 10%. I've allocated to single stocks because I enjoy doing that. I enjoy the research. And if you do that too, then that's probably something that you should consider. So there we have it, guys. There are my 4 best investments that I've ever made. Investing in myself, investing in my business, investing in real estate, and investing in stocks and shares. Do let me know in the comments, what are your best investments? What investments do you prefer? Obviously, the one big one I've missed out here is crypto, and that's because I'm not very involved in crypto. We've got a small amount in it, but ultimately, crypto is, in my view, a little bit of speculation. It's not an investment because there's, obviously you've got the half cycles and everything else that probably people might slaughter me in the comments for, but it is very risky. And for me, I like to follow the traditional investment models, Warren Buffett and everyone else, where you invest in things that are tangible. You invest in real companies that have real profits, real customers and everything else, or you invest in a massive portfolio of companies across the world. And of course, as the economies grow, as the world continues growing, the profits will as well. Or real estate, where you invest in a real property and you've got real tenants and real cash flow. For me, crypto just doesn't do that. But like I said, I've got a small amount in there, just because I see so many people making a lot of money in there. I thought, hang on a minute, I've got to put a little bit of money in this, just in case, Bitcoin and Solana, they do rocket, like everybody and all of my clients said that they will do. That's all for today's video. Please do join me next Sunday, where we'll be talking more about international tax planning.